Everybody, welcome back to Off the Wall. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sol.
All right, Star Wars Visions was something different that we got on Disney Plus not too long ago, and Volume 2 is coming out here soon. It was announced at Star Wars Celebration here the last few days. So, have you watched Star Wars Visions?
I watched it in both Japanese and in English. It was amazing.
God, you're a nerd. I watched, I think, the first two. I mean, we've talked about this. I'm hit or miss with anime, more miss than hit. But what I saw was pretty freaking cool. A lot of really neat original ideas, blending of styles. And there's a little bit of something in here, I think, for everybody, whether you're a Star Wars fan or an anime fan. So it's cool that they're continuing on with volume 2 of this. So let's see what. So I don't have a whole lot of frame of reference. I don't know, because I know it was an anthology.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to be continuing the stories from volume 1, as many as they can, because I think some people died in some of the ones in volume 1.
I think, I feel like it's going to be more of anthology again. I haven't really seen, like, Googled what's volume or season 2 is going to be about. So we'll see here. But I do know that it's not canon, which I kind of like, that we have some non-canon Star Wars stories where you can go balls to the wall crazy, which they did last season in some of the episodes, especially episode 3.
We got a lightsaber umbrella in season 1.
Yeah, the first episode,
Just throwing that out there.
and we got them fighting on top of starships, like in space, in the third episode, which was Studio
Completely
Trigger.
batshit.
Completely batshit, and I loved it. So let's watch this. I said volume 2, and I was like, no, it's season 2, but it is called volume 2. I was second guessing
like 3
myself.
times. That is already different than what we've seen in volume 1.
Okay. What I like is it's different anime studios.
Yeah.
And so you're getting just all these different types of styles.
Everyone has an inner light.
Follow the light.
Very different. 9 different studios.
What if you just keep going?
No need to fear. There are others like you here.
I saw it myself. She has special powers.
Can you get your porta potty off the starting line?
It's like Wallace and Gromit right there.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid.
May the force be with you.
We got some that's CGI, yeah.
Really good.
You got some that is
The storm is approaching.
claymation.
I can fight
Yeah,
them. I'm
that looks very
strong
Isle of
enough.
Dogs right there. Very
Stronger than them.
We can beat them.
oh, it's the best sound in Star Wars.
You there! Hold it!
May the fourth be with you.
Oh, wow, that's soon.
We cannot choose where our calling takes us.
Sometimes too, when you're seeing these CGI animation, it looks almost like lifelike.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
Well, you're only making 1 episode, so the budget's got to be manageable enough. Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm into that. There's some Wallace and Gromit looking claymation. There's some very deliberate, like kind of like what we saw in Del Toro's Pinocchio type of stop motion. Some very good computer animation. Looks neat.
Which that's what we got from the first volume too, is that it was, I don't think it was 9 studios. I think it was like around 5 studios that did the first season. A few studios doing multiple episodes, but even then the animation style from one episode to the next, like Studio Trigger's 2 episodes looked completely different. And that's where anime does have like a feel to it, but anime is not a genre, and it's really just people from Japan animating stuff. It's just animation. So in that sense,
anime. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So in that sense, like, you are seeing all the different types of things that you would see if you were an avid anime watcher is that you do have all these different types of styles and all these different types of stories. So sometimes when some things don't float your boat, something else might.
I've been up since 6. Sorry. Yeah, I think for me, I think anime, because it is so varied in the different styles of animation, but it definitely has, but anime is more almost like a style of storytelling than it is animation. There's typically a kind of regularly used animation style that goes with anime that we traditionally think of when it comes to anime, but it really, I think, is more about the storytelling and the way it's written than more that it's animated. And I think that's where I kind of get lost in the sauce a little bit. Is the way they tend to tell their stories is always kind of hit or miss for me. But I love seeing, again, I love that it's 9 different studios
Mhm.
because we've seen other things like this before. There's a Batman Gotham Knight, which is an anthology series where every story is done by a different animation style, different animation studio. The Animatrix was the same way.
Yeah.
There was 6 different styles. So it's cool to see Star Wars continuing to dip its toe into this sort of anthology storytelling, not really worrying about canon and just kind of like when you think about like Boba Fett riding a Rancor, kind of just like it's like a kid with action figures and just like, well, in this one, this Jedi, this is a Wookiee, and this guy's a pilot, but the Wookiee's got passy and he's ripping up
Now
dolls
they're
and
making out.
now they're kissing. You can really kind of just do whatever the hell you want,
Yeah.
and there is something kind of satisfying in that freedom of knowing like none of this really matters like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So you kind of just switch off and just take it for what it is.
Yeah, and I'm looking over here at some of these studios. Um the one that I know most here that's a Studio Mir. They
Mhm.
did Legend of Korra, and they did
Okay.
Voltron, Legendary Defender. They did Young Justice Outsiders. Uh they did Young Justice Phantom. They did some Harley Quinn for HBO Max. So they
Really?
did The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf. They did Batman, Soul of the Dragon. So Studio Mir
Yeah.
is they're doing, let's see here.
Batman Soul of the Dragon, not great.
They're
Not
doing
great.
the episode called Journey to the Dark Head.
Okay, so that sounds like one of the more serious ones.
Yeah. And the rest here.
Watch that be like the most fun-filled, joyous, kid-friendly one of the entire bunch.
And then Lucasfilm is actually working along with another studio in Japan on the 8th episode called The Pit. So where
It's probably just about like a pit and a piece of fruit and
yeah.
and the little Wookiees just chewing on it. I'm assuming all of these are misleading as hell.
Whereas like before the big studio of season 1 was Studio Trigger, as I was spoke about
Mhm.
it before. So now we got Studio Mirrors, probably the one that episode's gonna be the one that I'm most excited for.
So I know Studio Ghibli did a little, and I think we planned on watching it, never got around to it. But Studio Ghibli did the little Grogu shorts on Disney Plus. Have they been involved in this at all? Because
No.
it seems like really in two seasons. No, I mean, huh?
Yeah,
That's pretty surprising, honestly.
you have Studio Trigger, Studio Colorido, Cinema Citrus, Production IG, uh, Science Saru, Geno Studio was in the first season, Cartoon Saloon, Studio Mir, Triggerfish, 88 Pictures, Punk Robot is of the second season.
I've heard of Pocket Robot.
So yeah, it's different anime studios, which is exciting.
Hmm. And also, again, like just the idea of like you can just have fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun. Because Star Wars can be extremely divisive, especially like in the world we're in right now. With Star Wars Celebration just announced a whole bunch of movies that are coming. We're coming up on the end of season 3 of The Mandalorian, a bunch of other stuff in the works. The Acolyte's getting worked on. Ahsoka's coming out in August. So to have something that you can just switch your kind of switch your brain off for, and not worry about, okay, where is this timeline wise and what's going on with these characters. It's kind of just who cares? It's Star Wars, baby. It's
Right.
So that there's something refreshing about that, to be able to just say, fuck it.
Right.
Say, fuck it. If I can watch Star Wars and just say, and just not care for a little bit and just watch something, then it's like, what are you watching? Star Wars. Is it good? It's fun. Who cares? Who cares?
And I said this in the first season, but I was on a different YouTube channel back then. But the fact that Star Wars was very heavily influenced by Japanese cinema and Akira Kurosawa, and the fact that you have these type of stories that influence Star Wars now being given back to that culture to basically say, go nuts, have fun with it, is great.
Here's a sandbox, play in it.
Yeah.
Again, here's a toy chest with a bunch of action figures. Do shit.
Right.
Do shit. What does it have to relate to? I don't care. Well, what if we want to do? I don't care. Do shit.
And
whatever you can come up with.
I literally, where is it? I moved my books around. I have they made a book of the first episode.
Oh, cool. The first episode's pretty good.
Yeah.
Season 1. That's pretty good.
So I have that book.
Even I was like, it was the most like straightforward anime, like what you think of when you think like anime. And I was just kind of like, he's got a lightsaber umbrella. That's excellent.
Yeah. And Lucy Liu voices in the English dub.
Yeah. We're having a lightsaber battle under a waterfall. There is nothing about that I don't like.
And that's the good thing too, is that I watched it in both the original Japanese and the English dub, and both voice casts were phenomenal. So I'm excited for that in season 2.
They did a really good job with voice casting, from what I remember. Again, it wasn't that I stopped watching it on purpose. It was just one of those. I think there was a bunch of other shit coming out at the same time, and priorities changed.
Yeah.
So, but what I did see, I remember thinking, not bad. It's not bad at all. And my sister is a massive Star Wars fan and a massive anime and manga fan. So the fact that she still hasn't watched it is kind of infuriating to me. It's like, this is literally the two things you love the most in the world, other than me, because I'm a great big brother. So I don't understand why you haven't watched it.
Tell her season 2 comes out May 4th, so she better get on it.
I still haven't gotten her to watch Obi-Wan. So like she's the lazy.
Well,
like,
she should watch this over Obi-Wan.
I know I liked Obi-Wan except for one episode.
Anyway, season.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of in agreement on that one episode. But anyway, this looks pretty dope. Again, the Wallace and Gromit one is the one that really caught my attention, because like Wallace and Gromit is something I love very much. It reminds me a little bit of like Chicken Run, which I think is an incredibly underrated movie.
It's a great movie.
Chicken Run is fantastic
and hilarious.
Hilarious. The lead actor notwithstanding, Chicken Run is excellent. So if they tell the Wallace and Gromit guys, go play with Star Wars, can you imagine them being like, are you sure you got the right number? And we want you guys to make a Star Wars thing. We make the claymation with the British guy that eats toast. Are you okay? All right. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. But let us know what you guys think down in the comments if you're into this, like we are apparently. I know a lot of people like Star Wars Vision, so let us know what you guys think down in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again here next time on Off the Wall. Bye.